Hello everyone, this is ToadinWonderland. Welcome back to more of Let's Play Batman Arkham Asylum. Today we are going to do the downloadable content of this game, and as before I will play as the Armored Suit Batman, just because it's exclusive to the challenge mode. And up to this date there have been 6 different challenges made available to download. Most of them were free. I think Crime Alley and Scarecrow Nightmare were the only 2 that actually cost money, and I think they were like $3 or something. I don't exactly remember how much it cost. But if you have the Game of the Year edition, that doesn't matter because the downloadable content's free, essentially, because it's already on there to begin with. I think the only thing that you'd really have to download is the Joker content if you have the PS3 version. Anyway, this is the first challenge. This is actually one of 2 endurance challenges, and in this particular one, the goal is to defeat the ongoing wave of henchmen that keep coming in until you are knocked down. And yeah, it just pretty much keeps going and going and going and going. And I managed to do, I guess, decent. I don't know what would be considered a good / bad score for this particular challenge. At the same time, there's no medal requirements for this. Most of the DLC content does have medal requirements, but the endurance challenges, both of them actually, are the only exceptions to that. I remember in Arkham City, though, everything, including the endurance challenges, have medal requirements that you have to do. I remember it was absurdly high, though, until you actually got the medals. I think I only was able to get 1 medal on the Iceberg Lounge VIP room, as a matter of fact. I remember that was one of the endurance challenges on that game. And I think you had to get like at least 10,000 to get the first medal, and it's like 50,000 for the second, and like 100,000 for 3. It's like, whoa, that's overkill. It seemed hard to me anyway. Maybe I just need to practice it a little bit more. But here, it's just for fun. You keep fighting until you go down. And you'll see in this particular challenge we get the crazed inmates that come in as well. I did discover whenever I tried to do certain special combos on them, I noticed they have a tendency to evade you. Like they can really mess up your combo meter if you're not careful, because they can like jump over you as you're preparing to like use a special combo throw, or even the takedown. I think they can somewhat sly around that. It'll still work on them, but like they could somehow just kind of slide by that without you actually getting them. And as I said, that messes up your combo. And when a crazed inmate gets on you, they will whittle down your health pretty quickly. So you gotta throw them off as soon as they jump on your back, and hopefully you don't have to do that to begin with, but alas, it happened a couple times to me. Yeah, what is it already? Like 3 minutes and I'm still fighting. That shows you. This is probably one of the more time-consuming. This is kind of classified as a combat challenge because that's pretty much what I'm doing. As I said, the only difference though is it's classified as an endurance challenge because you just keep fighting till you go down. So yeah, that's pretty much the basis for this challenge. If you could tell by the look of the room, it looks like we're in Arkham Mansion, but this is an exclusive room. There was no room in the story mode that was exactly like this. But you can see it kind of resembles the record room a little bit, because it has like the books everywhere and the filing cabinets, the electric gate to the door. So I think it's kind of neat that they did make a room that was like exclusive, instead of just taking stuff out of the main story and saying, here you go, do an endurance challenge here. Arkham City was the same way too. All the DLC was exclusive rooms. It wasn't like just stuff from the main story like the regular challenges are. And I'm getting down in the red, I see. I'm about to go out here pretty soon. Yeah, I think I get around like 21 or 22,000. I can barely see my score. But I guess it's a... To me, that seems like a mediocre score. I feel like I could have done a little bit better than that. I don't know, though. Yeah, it's like 22,000, I think 130 is what it said. It's still okay, but again, could have been better. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that challenge. As I said, it's endurance. Fight till you drop. And that's pretty much the basis for that one. Now the next challenge that we'll be doing here is a Predator challenge, and as before, like with the first challenge, it's actually an exclusive area. And here's my first attempt. It did take me 2 tries to do this. I left this first attempt in because I was able to get one of the medal requirements, but in the second attempt I couldn't do it, so I figured I'd show you at least what you were supposed to do to get this. And since I did have it recorded, I figured, well, might as well go ahead and show how to do it. Even though I'm not really doing this for the medals, as I've already stated many times before, I'm doing this for the fun aspect. But yeah, one of the requirements is to bust through the glass ceiling doing an inverted takedown on an enemy. And sometime after that, this happened. I was seen and overkill on Batman. Yeah. It's a shame too, because I was close to getting the other 2 medals as well. And I don't remember seeing that particular Joker scene there, so I decided to leave that in as well. But the second time I did get successful. It did take a little time though, and yeah, here's the medal requirements. You have to knock a henchman off a ladder as soon as they come up to the top. And that challenge is actually very specific, because in my first attempt, when I had tried to do that, I was hitting them with the batarang as they were like halfway going up the ladder, and that did not get me the medal. You're supposed to knock them off as soon as they get to the top of the ladder, so it's pretty much to the word. And I had to cut out a little bit here because I was just sitting in that corner for like over a minute and nothing would happen. I was trying to find a way to take that henchman out silently, but I couldn't. But anyway, this particular challenge, it's exclusive. Pardon me, I can't talk right again. This is an exclusive map. It's described as the old Arkham Asylum pump station, and this was nowhere in the main story. Like, even the design's unique. This is like at as I said, a pump station. It's pretty cool what they did, actually. If it wasn't for the challenges, this probably would be one of my favorites. Of the Predator challenges, this one is definitely the easier of the 2, in my opinion. There's 2 Predator challenges that you can download. The other one's not hard, but like the medal requirements are insane with what they want you to do. As a matter of fact, when we get to it, you'll see how bad it is. But this one, it is possible to get all 3 medals. I just wasn't able to get that inverted takedown one again because I couldn't get an opportunity where a henchman would walk underneath me to do the inverted takedown through the glass, and it has to be through the glass. It can't just be anywhere else. That's what that specific spot is there for. But as I was saying, I like how this area is designed specifically. Like, it's unique. It doesn't match anything else that was in the main story. So it was cool how they were able to do that. And I did another cut there because, again, more time went by and nothing happened. I had to find a good opportunity to start taking out henchmen. But it's, as I was saying with the medal requirements, this one is probably the easier of the 2, I would say. In other news, I know in the last video with the extreme challenges I had talked about something outside of these games. It was the Legend of Zelda timeline that was revealed to the world recently. I pretty much already talked about what was on the actual timeline and the order the stuff went in, and yeah, I failed with the Sonic Batarang there. Oops. But like I said, I pretty much talked about the content of the timeline, the order it actually went in. But one thing I didn't talk about was like my own reactions to it, like when it was released. I'm a little surprised Nintendo chose to release it I think I know why though, and it just goes hand in hand with this year of the 25th anniversary of Zelda, and because it's a big anniversary, I guess they felt it was worthy to reveal something like that. But for several years, it was nice to just kind of like even do it on your own, kind of like come up with your own ideas on how the stories went in order and what order they go in. And that was lucky what I did there. I don't know how, but I like narrowly avoided that henchman there. But anyway, like it's a shame to see that part of it has kind of vanished, because now it is concrete. It's already been revealed by Nintendo themselves in that book they released in Japan, Hyrule Historia. But it'll pass. I mean, it's not like it was something like deeply emotional, but it was just something I feel that's kind of, well, I'll go ahead and say it this way. It is kind of sad to see that vanish, because I did kind of enjoy reading what other people thought. The one thing that did annoy me about that, though, was like people who were new to Zelda, like a lot of people had just recently got Ocarina of Time for the 3DS since they re-released it with a graphical remake this year. And a lot of people, I guess, who've never played Zelda before got this one, and immediately they're like coming out saying like they know the order that the timeline goes in, despite that they've only ever played that one game. And it's like, play the other games first. I mean, they're there for enjoyment. Before you start actually thinking about the order, you know, kind of play and see for yourself first. Don't just like randomly spat out and say, oh, you know the order that the stuff goes in. Because this stuff requires like some dedication and thinking. Well, that's, again, as I said, that's vanished. Oh, and by the way, here's how you get the other two medals. I got two medals at once there because one of the requirements was to defeat the henchman, the armored henchman, the one in red, last. He's the last enemy you're supposed to take out. And then you're also supposed to knock him off the top of the ladder as soon as he climbs up to the top. That could be with any henchman, but I just decided to save time and do it with the last one right there. So that's how I was able to get that one with ease. Here's our third challenge. This is another predator, or wait a minute, what am I saying? This is not a predator challenge. This is a combat challenge. This is another like exclusive room. Even though it wasn't in the game, this room anywhere, I like to think this is what was behind the door at the beginning of the game, because you see Joker escape on one of those like vault-style containers, and I like to think this is the room that Joker escaped to when he rode on that. I think it was like video 3 or video 4 that... I think it was video 3. I'm pretty sure it was. But Joker escaped. You could even see it hanging in the background on one of those like safes, basically. And I like to think that the room that he went to was this room here. Again, this is DLC, but that's just my own ideas behind it. You can use your imagination, just like with the Zelda timeline. But as I was saying though, like, play the games first before you actually think about stuff like that. Because it's kind of annoying to see, like, when you're like brand new to Zelda and you're suddenly an expert at it. That's like a pet peeve of mine, I guess. I mainly just play them for fun because I do love the Zelda games a lot. I've considered doing LPs of them. I'd love to. I don't know when I would be doing that though. One tiny problem with Zelda games though is that they have been LP'd a good bit already. Especially Ocarina of Time. That's one that has been way overdone. It's like Super Mario 64 where like everybody does it. So I'm skeptical about that. And I'd rather not do that because then my own LP of that will just kind of get lost amongst the rest of the huge massive list of the other hundreds of LPs of that game, or even thousands maybe. I'm not even sure. At least hundreds. So I'm not sure how many LPers are actually out there. A good many, I'm sure. But like I said, yeah, it probably is safe to say thousands. But Ocarina of Time, it's another one of those overdone games, so I would just be a little skeptical doing it. I thought about doing Master Quest, though. If I ever did Ocarina of Time, I could do Master Quest, because that one has significantly fewer LPs out there. I do know that. That's going to increase more, though, because somehow people are finding ways to record from the 3DS. I wish I knew how they did that. Like, I can't, like, find anything online that's, like, a recording equipment set up to support a 3DS, and it's like, how are these people doing that? They have access to some kind of VIP equipment or something. I'd like to know how people do that, because the only drawback I have, I guess you could say, is I can't record any handheld games. The only exception I could think of would be like the first and second gen Pokemon games, because I have the controller pack attachment that you can play through another 64 game to play the Game Boy Color games, or Game Boy Color, both. But the only first gen game I even own is Pokemon Yellow, and if I'd ever do LP that, it's something I could do without a problem. My game cartridge still works with it; it works good. I'd have to reset my file though. A minor setback, but nothing big. And the other thing what? I'm getting lost already. Oh, by the way, they throw this Titan henchman at you as well in this round. So yeah, this definitely even goes further with the theory that this is the room that Joker escaped to in the intensive treatment facility at the beginning of the game. I really think it's this room. I'm going to be insistent on that. But anyway, I was saying with the Pokemon games for the handhelds, because Pokemon is mainly... They have games for the consoles, but the main Pokemon games are for like the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and the Nintendo DS. That's like the main core games of Pokemon, because Pokemon's mainly known to be an RPG. And for second gen, I have all three, and this is actually a funny story. The only reason I have all three is because of fate. Like, I did nothing on my own to get any of those three except for liking Pokemon. The first one I got was Pokemon Gold. I got it as a Christmas present. I think they were released in October, and it was like the end of October, and I remember my parents had asked me, what do you like better, gold or silver? And I'm like, probably gold. And sure enough, that's what they got me for Christmas. And I ended up getting, short time after that, I ended up getting Pokemon Silver because I won a potato chips contest. I opened up the bag and it had like a little thing inside that said, congratulations, you have won a choice of either Pokemon Gold or Silver. And I was like, yes! That was just amazing to hear something like that.